Hello everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. It did not save my... Oh, okay, fine. Could have sworn I save after I did all this, but okay, whatever. Attentive influence and melodious voice. Anyway, last time we completed our investigation into the trial of who killed Chihiro Fujisaki. Today is the actual trial. So before we begin, let's go over the truth bullets again. All the evidence. Monokuma file number 2. Victim was Chihiro Fujisaki. Time of death 2 a.m. Body was discovered girls' locker room. Cause of death blow to the head with a blunt object. Killed instantly. We have Sakura's account that they invited, well, Sakura and Hina invited Chihiro to exercise countless times, but Chihiro always denied. But she may have been meeting someone in the locker room the night she was murdered. Locker room dumbbell. The dumbbell found on the floor of the girls' locker room had a significant amount of blood on it. Mondo's account. Chihiro told anyone willing to listen that she wanted to get stronger. Some assume that due to her inferiority complex about being weak, she admired strength more than anything else. What does this have to do with Mondo's account? Okay, fine, whatever. Card reader. You swipe your handbook to get into the locker rooms. Boys can only enter the boys' locker room. Girls can only enter the girls' locker room. Main hall ebooks. The ebooks. Sorry. E-handbooks of all the deceased students go into the main hall. But one of them was broken. Leon's handbook. But Monokuma claims it's very unlikely that Leon's handbook could have broken. Genocide Jack case file. This is just highlighting... Wow, they actually got the victim names in there. Okay. But yeah, highlighting a serial killer who leaves bloodlust at the scene of the crime where they commit their murders. And also apparently, whoever Genocide Jack is might have a split personality. We have Hina's account that... Okay, yeah, Chihiro stayed away from all the other girls, but got along well with the boys. The boys' locker room carpet. There was a stain on the carpet. Interesting. The locker room posters seem to have been switched, because a tornado poster was in the boys' locker room, but the big-breasted supermodel was in the girls' locker room with a bloodstain on it. We have Chihiro's handbook. It wasn't found on the corpse. Status of the dead body, well... yeah, it had been suspended in a crucifix position. Sort of like what the Genocide Jack case file says. The girls' locker room carpet did not have a stain on it, despite Sakura mentioned that she spilled some protein coffee on it. The library desk lamp. The extension cord had gone missing, and the lamp couldn't quite reach the outlet. We have Celeste's account in that she saw Chihiro in the warehouse grabbing some exercise clothes before, you know, the death happened. So, alright, we got all that. Let's go. All rise.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay, then. So, first off, let's talk about the murder weapon!
First, we have to make clear what was used to deliver the fatal blow. I feel this is painfully obvious. Alright. Yeah, I gotta remember, I'm playing on mean difficulty. Okay. So Jack case file, library desk lamp, locker room dumbbell.
Chihiro's fatal injury.
I just want to see what everybody has to say.
It appears it was a head wound.
Yes, that is correct.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
Interesting. That certainly would make for a powerful weapon.
And he's just going with it. Like, where did pipe just come from, like, all of a sudden? No, the weapon that was used to kill Chihiro must have been in the locker room. Alright, oh, and since I got the trophy now, I can actually slow down time now. I mean, I could have did that before, but now I won't get penalized for it.
I bet it was an iron pipe.
Okay.
No, that's wrong.
But yeah, I mean, that's clearly wrong.
Can we agree that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell, found at the scene of the crime? It was covered in blood, and there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
And the wound on the victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell. As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
You looked at her head wound?
Yeah, I mean, I feel that would be kind of important to do.
Yes! That's so creepy!
I know, right?
If you don't mind, I will proceed from here. Let's move on to discussion of the culprit. Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear.
What? For real?
Chihiro's killer is the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack.
Genocide Jack, the fiendish serial killer. Did he really kill Chihiro? A new element has been added to non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? Yeah, absolutely. Here we go, white noise. Alright, for this debate, lines of white noise will appear to disrupt your reactions. Your true bullets will disappear if they hit these lines, so think of them as obstacles in your debate. But there's always a way to keep this white noise from getting in your way. Press the X button to attach the silencer, which you can use to shoot down the white noise. However, if you shoot an actual remark with your silencer instead of the white noise, the time limit will decrease. So take careful aim when you have your silencer out. Oh, but if your action difficulty is set to gentle, white noise won't appear at all. In which case, you can forget about the silencer and just focus on the situation in front of you. Well then, good luck and have fun. Oh god, I'm gonna see a lot of white noise, aren't I? Oh well, it's not hard to deal with. Or just hijack case file, library desk lamp, locker room dumbbell.
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case
And yeah, hitting white noise gives you a little more time. But it's kind of negligible.
Impossible!
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on! There's just no proof for it.
Hey, so, speaking of Genocide Jack, I don't know who that is!
You are so useless. Alright, the evidence that shows Genocide Jack is related to the case. It has to be the case file.
Is
Okay.
Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it.
So
Case
let's
closed.
just go to
That's
Hina's.
impossible!
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, there's just no proof for it.
Hey, so...
Oh, so
I
close.
don't know who that is!
That white noise threw me off.
The culprit is Case closed. Why?
Well, I mean, there's just no proof for it.
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
Wow. I actually am going to have to be quick on my feet with this one. Oh boy. Mean difficulty. Okay.
I might know one reason he could be involved.
What?
I found this file while I was looking around the archive in the library. I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth. So let's forget about that for now. More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail. According to the file, there appear to be two defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Oh, that's right. Boob lust.
You're not funny, Hifumi.
No. It's actually bloodlust.
But more important is the other characteristic, and it's something that has never been made public.
Never made public? What the hell is it?
Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
Oh my god. All this does is just remind me of Danganronpa Abridged thing. This trial was so good in that little YouTube series. I wish Valero would continue it, but it's understandable why he stopped. But yeah, like the voice they gave Byakuya was just like a hoity-toity British person, and every time like this will probably be like, tell them, Nayagi, just using his last name. Okay. The other characteristic of every Genocide Jack case, which the world at large doesn't know, how the victim was positioned. That's, yeah.
Apparently, in every Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way. Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
I don't know why that would be a fact that's kept hidden, but okay.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way. So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it? There's only one logical answer I can think of. It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
No fucking way!
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
Yes, in fact, it's Toko.
Oh, okay, well, dang.
What?
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
Okay, I will admit, that was a nice line reading.
What? Hey, okay, wait, hold on a sec. Toko has like bloodophobia or whatever, remember? What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Another riddle? Man, why is this gotta be so complicated?
It does seem like a riddle in a way, but I feel like I can just about see it. Genocide Jack is Toko, but isn't Toko. What does it mean? Hangman's Gambit. Okay. Wow, okay, they're still sticking with this. Oh my god, I have forgotten the controls. No, wrong button. Help, options. There we go. I was tapping this like, oh wait, no, that's share. I probably accidentally took a screenshot. Okay, and then I can speed up. I can shoot and I can concentrate. All right, fair enough. But yeah, I have a problem with this one in particular. I remember this answer specifically because it just annoyed me so much. But yeah, the answer here is schizo. I just hate that so much, and that's the psych minor coming out in me. Because schizophrenia is not it's nowhere near the same as dissociative identity disorder. And it just annoys me when people like always use that, like, oh, they must be a schizo. Like, no, that's well, A, schizophrenia is like this other thing entirely, and B, that's kind of messed up and borderline offensive to the person you're saying that to. It's just annoying. I don't like seeing things miscategorized. Like even in that Jim Carrey movie, Me, Myself, and Irene, when Jim Carrey's character turned out to have split personality, and this officer was like, oh, he's one of those schizos. Like, dissociative identity disorder, dog. Get it right. Get it right. They did not alter the DSM just for you to get this wrong. Just come on, man. All right, and there's my psychology rant for today.
Huh? I think I read that somewhere in the file too. They thought that the suspect might have, what did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder.
Now, see, you just said it right there. So what was the whole point of schizo? Hell, if you really wanted to make this mean, have me spell out that. I probably would have screwed it up because disassociative is a hard word for me to spell.
Oh, okay. But still, to go and say that about Miss Fukawa is
perfectly acceptable. Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality.
I mean, yes and no, because the thing with dissociative identity disorder is that you have no recollection of what your other personality was doing, hence why it's dissociative. I think I already covered this? Huh. The one thing that shows Toko could have split personality, it has to do with her behavior. Well, it changed. because she
You're
didn't have a
talking about how
stutter. She
started
was
acting
acting
totally
like
different than usual, right?
weird. And yeah, she was totally different than
That's
usual.
right. Think back. She fainted when she saw Chihiro's corpse, and then, when she woke up...
I'm fine, I'm fine. Kia ha ha. Whoa, is that a dead body? Hey, are you dead? Kia ha ha ha. She must hit her head real hard when she fainted. The world has a front and a back, a top ending and a bottom, a sea of truth and a web of lies. This is quite concerning. I mean, she sounds completely different.
She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission.
Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm. In other words, within her is one personality that can handle blood, and one that obviously can.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
I won't let Genocide Jack have control. I'll drive out the killer, drive out the murderous fiend.
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
I don't know how effective that would have been, though, because her other personality is very capable enough to open the door. Just saying.
What?
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her. Of killing even more people.
How? Yeah. How can you know all this?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Say what?
Huh?
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation. She told me a most interesting story. She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time. And that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude. Isn't that right, Toko?
This is all a lie. Right, Toko?
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
Uh-oh.
What?
You promised! I can't believe you lied!
You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to. This is the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale. Besides, you broke your promise first. You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone. But in spite of that promise...
I'm sorry I couldn't keep our promise, but don't worry, never again. I won't let Genocide Jack have control ever again.
You said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me. That's the only reason I promised.
That is... what? Okay.
How many times do I have to tell you? I never said that. But you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing, could you?
And then, like, you know, the whole thing, you're locking yourself in the room, saying, oh, another death won't happen. Well, obviously it won't, because the body had been discovered and Monokuma had already started the investigation time, so, yeah. I mean, I guess another murder can happen during an investigation, but still, you have limited time.
I tried. I swear I tried to control it,
But your efforts were useless. What a disappointment.
I hate you.
Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
The person? You don't mean...
Togo's body suddenly lunged backwards. A huge thud echoed across the courtroom, but in the next second, I love that they just changed the placard to Genocide Jill. Because, you know, Genocide Jack, you would think that's a dude, but nah, this is a chick. Genocide Jill, they gotta be specific with it.
What the heck? So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
See, they probably should have just kept... It would have been best if they just had Genocide Jack as like the little name, and then the moment she says that, it just fades to Jill. But okay, you know, that's just how I would have done it. Hey, yeah, we got another ultimate right here, the ultimate murderous fiend. Genocide Jack, aka Genocide Jill, aka Toko's other personality.
What the fuck is this?
Toko, what happened to you?
Not Toko, that's a loser name, and what happened is a textbook split personality. So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's faults.
No, not really. Also, this voice actor is just outstanding.
So intense.
Like they say, sound in murderous mind, sound in murderous body.
This one is so different from the one we've come to know.
I like how Kyoko's just standing there unfazed.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know. Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie. Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun!
The inflection was just so awful on that. This is the murderous fiend Genocide Jack? This is beyond insane.
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
Oh, Jack and Jill went up the hill.
Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you, I am the mastermind of all masterminds!
Relative by design? That ain't no fucking lie. That is a reference nobody will get. Well, it depends on how many people watch me who are also mindless self-indulgence fans.
Just kidding!
Oh, okay, she's just kidding.
It's not true?
Of course it's not true! How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid? And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless!
I mean, things are getting kind of meta with that statement right there.
I mean, they just let this idiotic, bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town!
Oh yeah, in that regard, yeah, you know, serial killer that they couldn't catch.
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people.
We're getting meta again.
It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone. Just kidding again!
This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death. There's clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
A motive?
Remember what Monokuma told us? If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed. Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack. If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined. So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
Say what?
But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion.
Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Yeah. I could never believe a word you say, you monster.
Maybe she's totally right about that, but something's still bothering me. What she said, need to get some more details about all of this. Make your argument. I read death slam stats of the dead body and disappearing stain.
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof do we need? Give it up. You killed her.
Is Genocide Jack really the killer? I feel like something doesn't match up.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You say that, but do you
Okay, wait, I actually am a little confused on this one.
really expect any
Library
of us
desk lamp disappearing stain. Well, we can't really apply the desk lamp or the stain to this one, so it can only be the status of the dead body. So I guess we should look into it. Bloodlust written at each scene. Well, I guess if you did pay attention to the pictures, you did notice like a little something that was going on. Like in each of the crucifix positions, they had scissors going through their hands to keep them in place. But this is rope. So we can't really say that it's the exact same. So we're going to get this on a technicality.
When you compare your past murders to this incident,
yep, compared to the past incident, the modus operandi completely matches. Sorry, but not completely.
Are the methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that. I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Huh? How's it any different?
Uh-oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you! I murder with passion and conviction. I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things. Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything.
Yep. And plus, you know, you can actually like read what's going on here. The same scissors that were later used to attach the victim to the wall. Yep. Scissors.
But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee.
Hey, there ain't nothing wrong with ragu, okay?
This
There ain't nothing wrong with that.
creation of mine.
Let me rephrase that in a way that maybe makes more sense. There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
There's one clear difference between the murders, and that's the victim's fatal injury. The style of the message is the exact
The
same.
cause of death is different. In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way. According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors. But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
Ah, yes. That is remarkably different from the other murders.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method? And there's more. One more conflicting detail.
That's right. In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce.
This is just the weirdest metaphor ever.
Could you please stop comparing killing people to cooking?
So, are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
That's right. The second difference is related to how she was suspended. And it was what was used to suspend her.
Do you remember what the killer used to suspend her? They used some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrists.
What is your point?
Well, in all the previous Genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend them. Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
And guess what? I used my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement. Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use. And you know what else? Big Macs
Big Mac.
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
Isn't that a trademark?
Listen up, Big Mac. There's actually one more difference.
Like, I thought that was the reason Little Mac was called what he was. But, oh, okay.
Huh?
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in each Genocide Jack case. There's a pattern there, just waiting to be discovered.
A pattern?
Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
Let's see. There's a pattern surrounding the Genocide Jack victims, and Chihiro didn't fit it. I think I figured it out. I know why she couldn't have killed Chihiro. Okay, well, I highly doubt that Genocide Jack and Chihiro were dating, nor were they really close like that, so it's because Chihiro was a girl.
Is it because Chihiro was a girl?
Because, yeah, I couldn't go back to showcase this, but I believe it is in the Genocide Jack case file. No, it's not. Well, but we can look at the names like Ken Harada, Tetsuhiro Honda, Shoji Gaku, among countless others. And even when we were looking through the file before, we're just noticing that, like, these are all masculine names. Well, I mean, if you're not familiar with Japanese, like, you probably wouldn't make that connection just off the names alone. But I think, like, even the pictures sort of, like, showcase that too.
Bingo! Bullseye! Right on the money!
What are you talking about?
In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
Ken Harada, 32, Tetsuhiro Honda, 17, Shoji Gaku, 23, Kano Issei, 14, Takeshi Yoshida, 30, Komatsuna Taro, Tokafumi Gono, Uchida Naohia, Takeshi Masamue. I thought it was Masamune at first, and whatever. Imajima, there was no end to it.
They were all guys?
That's right! The people I killed with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men! I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
The hell is wrong with you?
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl, and the mopey side of me just hates it. But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged fan madam!
Fan madam?
So, since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid.
Now I want to see an Italian chef incorporate ramen into a meal. Huh. Put that on the next season of Hell's Kitchen.
Too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely, when you're forced to kill in order to survive.
Quiet, lowly cur!
Lowly? Cur?
Uh-oh. He's mad now.
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival.
How is survival petty?
And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect.
True that.
That does make some amount of sense. Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors. Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell?
Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school?
Any scissors? I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class envy of the entire world scissors!
Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
Are you sure about that?
Those are some nice scissors, though.
She's fully equipped. That's right, so I can kill anywhere, anytime. Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side? Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong. You can't, can you, gutter dogs, all of you. Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot. So rope's totally out of the question anyway.
I mean, to be fair, you don't really have to tie a good knot to keep somebody suspended. Just, any old regular knot could possibly do. You might just have to go over it a few times.
I have no idea what's going on anymore. Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
But the body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that.
Yeah. That's why we figured it had to be the real deal and not some copycat killer or whatever.
Actually, hold on. There is one person. One person who could have copied the Genocide Jack cases. And it's the person who brought this to our attention. Who told us they read the case file multiple times. The person we investigated with.
Here's my answer. Byakuya, it's possible you could have found out, isn't it? You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records. Plus, you'd already looked through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened, hadn't you?
Are you saying Mr. Togami did it?
Then, the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because he wanted to pin the crime on her.
So, he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it. The adorable glasses man was behind it all. Oh, I'm on fire!
That is a face.
Well, Byakuya, what's your response?
I see. So now the suspicion falls on me. Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
Looking back and thinking about it now, the way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange.
And the locker rooms. They're suspicious, very suspicious indeed, wouldn't you agree? What? Suspicious? It seems nobody searched the locker rooms. Let's start with the girls' locker room.
You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a guy...
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say? The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
Nothing strange about that, I'd say.
You're reaching.
On the contrary, there's something very strange.
Okay then, what's so strange about it? Go ahead, share with the rest of the class.
There was a clear contradiction in what Byakuya just said. Need to make it clear to everyone. New element has been added to non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? Absolutely. Next we're going to add something called a truth flashback. If you aim at a weak spot and hold down the triangle button, then you'll memorize that weak spot. This memorized phase can only be shot once as a single truth bullet. If you shoot or change the truth bullet, it will disappear from your truth cylinder. However, you can use this flashback feature as many times as you want. If you don't seem to have the answer to a lie or contradiction in your loaded truth bullets, it might be wise to memorize a different weak spot and use that to make your case. When's the best time to flashback? Well, you'll just have to use your keen wits, won't you? In this case though, I would say that if you don't use a flashback, you won't be refuting anything. Well then, good luck and have fun. So now I do have a reason to let the whole dialogue play out. So yes, essentially you're trying to use somebody's own statement to refute another statement.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
You absolutely take it!
Even if there's no
That's a
girls in
natural
there?
reaction for any guy.
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions. What's so strange about that?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
You're disgusting. Hearing Byakuya's comment about Chihiro being a girl, I realize there's a clear contradiction there. Need to make that contradiction clear. Is it the fact that... Oh... Because we didn't know who the victim was before the body discovery announcement.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But
So
he's
why
acting
would he
weird-
say to check the girls' locker room before we even know who the victim was? It makes sense. It makes sense.
Take it. That's a natural
And
reaction
yeah,
from
just
the
move
victim.
past him. Okay.
No, that's wrong. I'll tell you what's so strange about that. Because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was. So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
I see. That's a good answer, I must admit. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak.
Huh?
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us.
What's with Byakuya's attitude? It's like he doesn't even care. I've got him cornered, but he's acting like it has nothing to do with him.
What's the matter? You're not finished already, are you? There must be more to it.
There is. I think.
There is more to it. Think about it. We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents. The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
Oh? Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
The differences between this case and other Genocide Jack murders. Sorry, hit the mic there. The evidence that proves Byakuya is responsible is hidden in there? What could it be? I think I'd already pointed it out, but okay. And it has nothing to do with the Stain or Celeste's account.
What? The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope. Was it not?
That's right. It absolutely was.
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life. Obviously, somebody else must have had it hidden away somewhere.
The proof that Byakuya did it is hidden within the rope? I guess it's possible, but first, the item she had been bound with was used like rope. Or was it actually a rope?
What? The difference between...
Because remember,
You want me to explain it again?
the light wouldn't turn on in the library, that lamp. And yet we saw that he used an extension cord before. But it was out of the library, it wasn't put back in the little storage room. So that can only mean that Byakuya has seen that rope
I'd never seen that
before.
rope before in my life.
No, that's wrong. Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before. Because, you see, that rope, or should I say, that extension cord?
What? An extension cord?
Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you? And the same extension cord that was in the library all this time went missing after the murder. And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
And Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this? I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message. I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it. Is that about right?
He's doing it again. He's totally calm, totally unconcerned, as if he's not even involved. Wait, not even involved?
What's wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
He kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
sorry, but could we hold on just a second? I think we need to talk about this a little more.
Huh? Do we really need to? We've already decided who did it.
I know, but still, there's something that's still bothering me.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath. What about all that bothers you?
Wait. What was that just now? Something's not right. Byakuya's remarks just now, there's something in it that concerns me. Well, it's not Genocide Jack's presence or the scene of the crime, or the extension cord, but rather the scene of the crime. It happened in the girls' locker room. And boys can't get in unless they get shot up.
But are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else?
How disappointing. What kind of question is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is a true letdown. She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about that. How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later, along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene?
Oh, you had a little pause right there, dawg.
That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
I believe I do.
Hey, Byakuya, did I just take you off guard? When the story suddenly moved to the crime scene, Byakuya, who'd been so confident up till now, maybe Byakuya never even realized that the actual scene of the crime could have been somewhere else.
Hey, don't just move on without permission! What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof.
Evidence that shows the murder took place somewhere else. I need to just focus on those things that got switched. Cause, yeah, the locker room posters were switched.
I got it! The proof that she was killed somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
Your proof is some posters?
The poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big-boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange?
No, to be fair, there are some girls that can appreciate big boobs too. So, I mean, you know, different world, different strokes for different folks, you know?
Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
Nah, they look natural.
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado. Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms. You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
Protein coffee?
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet.
And I like how she just always has to be specific about it. Like, not just coffee. No, I gotta stress that it was protein coffee.
But I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
No, it's not that the stain was scrubbed away. It was moved. 'Cause, yeah, boys' locker room carpet had a blackish stain on it.
The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away. In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
Then, does that mean that the carpets were switched too? But why would anyone do that?
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible, don't you think? What? In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime, the blood-stained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that? Huh? Why would they go through all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime?
Good point.
Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place? To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device. But Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room. She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
I highly doubt that.
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
Alright, well, let's see what Weed Boy has to say. Is he right? Could Chihiro really have gotten to the boys' locker room somehow? See, boys' locker room carpet, broken e-handbook, and 2 locker room posters.
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah! I got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook! She was the ultimate programmer, after all. I'm sure that would have been no problem for her.
No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
Huh?
If she
What?
had that,
Crap.
she could get into the boys' locker room no problem.
Theoretically, if Chihiro was able to use Leon's handbook, she could get into the boys' locker room, but that's if she was able to use it.
Is it really possible?
But, as we know, the broken e-handbook is Leon's. Because, you know, 3 deceased people, and Junko and Saika's handbooks were there, and they were working. So,
could Chihiro really...
She must have hacked her. She was the ultimate programmer, after all. I'm sure that would have been no problem for her.
No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
See?
No, that's wrong.
No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
That means he wasn't sure from the get-go.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
Loophole!
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one. In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yup, yup, yup! Hit the nail square on the noggin!
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
Psst! You can't fix an e-handbook! The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring!
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook...
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just... wrong?
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room. So I guess so.
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya.
Okay, well that's quick. Is that it then? Chihiro was killed in the girls' locker room and Byakuya is the one who did it? Really? But still, I don't know what else I can do.
Hold on a second. I agree with you though. I think you're on the right track.
What the? You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say? There's no way she could get in the boys' locker, right? So...
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
What? What are you talking about? What other way is there?
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
Wait! Just what do you think you're doing?
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Huh? It'll make things more exciting?
And that's all he cares about.
Well, alright then. I declare an official class trial recess.
Yay, recess!
For real?
Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
So before I even knew what was happening, the class trial had been put on hold. We headed off with Kyoko in the lead. I could stop now, and just be a jerk and end on this cliffhanger, but I'm not like that. And where she took us was...
The girls' locker room?
You've already searched this place top to bottom! What are you trying to pull, Missy?
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time.
You want to check it again?
Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully. Take your time.
Examine her carefully? Like using our hands?
No way, no way, no way, no way, no way!
It's probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
It's not that I'm creeped out or anything, it's just... based on religious grounds, you know?
What religion? Oh, okay.
Very well. I'll do it.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of the boys do it.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her. So just leave this to me.
Sakura. What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about? That's not it at all. Stop screwing around.
Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
Putting her hands together in a brief prayer, Sakura then began to quietly examine her body.
Be sure to check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
Her entire body? I know you say that, but... What? This is... What is this...
Oh no, Sakura's going Super Saiyan!
What is it? Not possible. It's not possible.
Sakura's eyes were staring wildly at Chihiro's lifeless form. Her massive frame trembled.
This girl is
what?
Is a boy.
Well, that's a plot twist.
Ah, I see. So she was actually a he. Interesting. Thank you for confirming this fact.
What? You're joking, right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
Ben... It's really true? Chihiro was...
a guy?
Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat. Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
He was a cross-dresser? Oh, I'm really on fire! I wish I had killed him!
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting. Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting. Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial.
And we will get back to trial next time. Yeah, I wasn't going to end on that cliffhanger, but I will end on this one. Thank you all for watching. Have a great day, and see you next time for some more Let's Play Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. I know I want to keep this sort of like Phoenix Wright, where I keep all the trials, in their own video, but this just seems like a really good place to stop for today. Goodbye.